above all other gods, we lay our crowns and worship you. Oh, glorious God, we praise you. Glorious God, we praise your name. We lay our crown and worship you. Oh, be lifted above all else. Oh, be lifted above all other gods. Jesus, we bow before your throne. We bow before the throne. Father, we give you all the glory.
Good evening. Good evening, friends. Good evening. You're welcome to Something in Need for You. Wherever you are in any part of the world, I just want to welcome you to our Monday broadcast, Something in Need for You. And I believe there is something that you're going to pick from today's encouragement, thought-provoking, and you'll be able to make use of one or two things in shaping your life. Not an expert, but I just want to encourage you from my little knowledge, most especially based on my environment, my experience, and what I have gone through in recent times. So today we'll be looking at a mentality and entitlement, the entitlement mentality. So before we go on, just do me a favor. Subscribe. I've been asking for your help on this matter for a very long time. That subscribe. It's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to take away your data, or it's not going to put pressure on your finance, on your bank account. But you know something? You are only helping to carry out the dream of someone. And the moment you become a helper, then helper too will not be far away from you. So just subscribe to Empire Royal TV on YouTube and press the alert. The moment it will come on, then you'll be alerted. You can also subscribe on the Facebook, Impact Royal TV. We have lots of programs, thought-provoking messages that are going to be of good use and blessings to you. So tonight, I want to look at entitlement, and I've discovered that great number of our people possess this kind of entitlement spirit. You see, I want to say to you today that it's a wrong mentality. See, the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 23 verse 7, therefore, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. The reason why you're still at the level you're in, that you believe your uncle, your auntie, your brothers and sisters, they must help you. You are entitled to whatever they have. But I have come to tell you tonight, no one owes you anything. The only one that owes you is God. And that owing to is limited. Limited to the fact that it is made available all what you need to be a success, all what you need to build your life to work on. So the onus is on you to start to make use of all those provisions. But when you have a mentality believing that your brother must help, I'm not saying they should not help, but when you now have that mentality, then that becomes a problem. Imagine someone that do not have a job, and you decided to go and start asking for money from people to rent a house, and you're looking for a house that is $500,000 or 1 million, 1.5 million. You want to belong, you want to live in Lekki, in VI, like every other ladies as well. You want to be like them, and you do not have a job. But because you have friends and uncle and auntie or sister, your brothers, that happens to be managing their own finances very well, coping, living within their means, then you now start bothering them, asking for money, that they should give you money. You want to rent a house, you are homeless, you can't be sleeping on the street and all that. I get that. But should that be the priority? Have they kicked you out where you're living? See, someone went to a friend of mine that she should borrow her money to go and rent a house. And the lady came to me to ask for advice. And then I said, has she been evicted where she was living, because she was living with the family? Has she been evicted from the house? And she said no. There was the reason why she wants to leave, because the house is not convenient, not conducive, or the hostile environment. I get all that. But this person do not have a job. This person have a skill. She's a very good tailor. And I said, if you have common sense, the first thing you think of is not the accommodation, rent, house that you're going to live. Is for you to have money, buy machine, get a shop, start somewhere. It is the product, the output of your business, the profit on it will not prompt you to move to the next level. But guess what? She wants to rent a house now, then and she has no job. Okay? Before you know, another 1 year will come. Then they will now start to phone people all over the places. Social media friends. Can you do me breakfast? Can you do me lunch? I need to pay this. I need to fix this. I need to fix that. See, all what you get is entitlement. Entitlement. But I want to tell you today that no one owes you anything. No one. If they're choosing to support you, they support you out of their own kindness. But it's not something that you should make to become an entitlement. That you are entitled to it. But if you look at it this way, we breathe a generation of entitlement. It's all about them, all they want, all what they can get, all they desire. Everything has to be according to their own needs, entitlement. And the moment those entitlements are not met, so if they are not met, then you now become an enemy. They regard you as an unfriendly person, not a very nice individual. See, I want you to know this. A mentality is your state of mind. It is your reasonings. And it goes a very long way about who you are. About who you are. So I ask you tonight, who are you really? Are you that kind of a person that has been building your life about what others can do for you? And the moment your uncle, your auntie, your brothers were unable to do those things, they become your enemy. Many people today, they are fighting battle that is unreasonable. You are fighting battle that you need not to fight. You are fasting when you do not need to fast, when you need to change your attitude. That's what you need to change. By realizing that no one owes you anything, no one. If they decide to bless you, they bless you out of their own kindness. So it's not a duty. So sometimes you see children complain about their parents. Parents complain about their children. But look at it this way. In my generation, our parents invested in us so that they see us as their own pension, so that we'll be able to take care of them in their old age. But we are in a different dispensation. If you're a parent that you're thinking that because you spend all your resources to train your children, then you now have a sense of entitlement. In the first instance, you have gotten it wrong. Because let's look at the analysis this way. At the time the children start working, they have their own family, their responsibilities has already increased. And they too, they have their own challenges, they have things to deal with. And you will be, as a parent, you'll be expecting that they need to send you more, they need to take care of this, they need to take care of that. If you ask yourself, how much is their salary? How much is their salary? Particularly in today's world. Or perhaps you have someone that lives abroad, that lives in diaspora. If only you know what they go through, then you need, if they choose to give you money, then you need to appreciate it. There was one time, my late uncle is going to be with the Lord now. So me and my first cousin, we sent money to him through our uncle. And at the time, it was £100. And Papa was so angry that £100, he was still thinking of the £100 of the 50s when he came to United Kingdom, that £100, 100 naira was the thinking. But our uncle that said, do you know how much this money is worth? Do you know what these people do for a living? Their struggle, the pain, to be able to send you this money. You see, without thinking of the other party, the sacrifice that they had to make before they can send you the amount of money they send you. Oh, because you saw someone driving a big car, that does not necessarily mean that he's got so much money. You see, sometimes it's amazing when you see some people, you already quantify their resources, how much you think they're worth, how much you think they have, without being able to have access to their bank statement. And based on that, you start to judge them. Maybe the guy is only able to give you 5,000-10,000 naira, but you were judging him that maybe based on the house that he lives or the kind of car that he drives. So his struggle is to be giving you that, that X amount of money because you value him, that he must worth this amount of money. So for him to give me this little token is not acceptable. But the thing is, you never know the kind of responsibility that is going through, what is facing. Car that you see may be on, on loan. The big house that you see that they live abroad is mortgage. So it takes 25 years to pay off. 25 years to pay off. So you see, until you begin to realize that whatever you get from people, they give it to you out of their own kindness, because they do not owe you. They do not owe you. When you train your children, you invest in them. The children didn't ask you to bring them to the world. You brought them to the world, so you have a duty of care. So along the line too, you need to understand that old age is going to come. What's your plan for your pension? Because if the children are the one that you're thinking, oh, they have to be your pension, I feel taken into consideration their own responsibility, house to pay, wife to maintain, husband to look after, children to look after, children's school fees to pay, their well-being, their welfare, and the mortgage, and and other utilities. So by the time you begin to work on all this, then you realize that this individual that you're having high expectation of is also going through. So it is something that you need to understand clearly, that nobody owes you anything. If they do because of their own good heart. So I see all around today entitlement. My brother is rich, so he must be able to secure me. What stops you from being rich yourself? What stops you from working in your life, investing your time, your energy? What stops you from doing whatever your brother does, or something better for you to have your own life? All what you do is to build your life on what others can do for you. People who does that, they never go far in life. And you'll be amazed that when disappointment comes, you become bitter. The reason for your bitterness was not because the man or the woman disappointed you, was based on your mentality, your entitlement. You're technically saying that individual should go out and work and make money so that they'll be giving the money to you. That's technically what you're saying. I'm saying this from experience, because if I have to start to tell you the story of my life, you will be amazed. You will be amazed. Even with your own siblings that you've done so much for. I've been in a situation that I've done so much for my sibling, that the next thing my own blood relation said to me was, what is it that you have done that others have not done? There are people that build houses for their brothers and sisters. And I was like, what? That there are people that goes abroad, that they build houses for their relation, they build houses for their family and all that. And I was like, wow. In the first instance, how much did you pay towards my ticket when I was traveling abroad? What was your contribution? It's nil. It's nil. But it happens to be someone that you're taking care of, that you support. You take care of his responsibility. But, okay, let me give you another. What about someone that you bought cars for 3 times? And the third one, he said, and you bought car for this, it's my own blood brother. Bought a car for him to use it for transport. And Anna took the car to him. Instead of him to say thank you and start to pray to appreciate. And guess what? He said, how much am I going to have to read? I need to top it up with cash. What would you do in that situation? That's a car that I bought. Done all the registration, did everything, put in perfect condition, we fill up the gas so that the air conditioner too works, everything works perfectly. Did the registration in his name, and he was never expecting the car. I just went to surprise him, and I gave him the car. While I was about leaving, I said, am I not going to put something on top? And I was completely shocked and devastated. Entitlement. Because in his mind, he believed that whatever I have belongs to him. So that is nothing but what? Entitlement mentality. And it's a kind of mentality that is evil. Because such people never appreciate. They will continue to quantify you, thinking that if you give them 1,000, they believe you have 1 billion. So for that reason, why must you give them 1,000? When they know, they will say that they know that you can afford to give them hundreds. You can afford to give them. And I was like, that he can afford to give you. Do you have access to his bank account? You see, one of the things you need to understand is never judge a book by the cover. Never judge a book by the cover. In today's world now, there are so many packaging. So many packaging. That you begin to look at people from that perspective, thinking that they're worth what you think they're worth, without you having access to their income. Everyone manages. Everyone find a way to maintain their own life, to be able to, pay their own bills, to be able to do the thing that they need to do. One of the things that I've read many people in our community is the extra responsibility. You see, I was talking to my nephew a few weeks ago, and I said, if the amount of money I have made, if I have 5, 6, 7 houses in Nigeria, will not be too much. But all I have made was invested so much in family. Invested so much in family. And guess what? In return, what you get is still the spirit of entitlement. And these are people that have never done anything for me when I was growing up. When I was growing up, they never done anything for me. I got absolutely nothing from them. You see, I am a believer, and I bless God for the way God orchestrated my steps and made me who I am today. But I just want to encourage someone with this message. Build your life first before you build other people. Structure your life first. Lay the foundation for your tomorrow. Because these same people, in your tomorrow, they're going to abandon you. They will never remember all the good things you ever done for them. They will never remember. All that you labored for, you shed tears for, your struggle on them to build them, to make them, they will never remember. In fact, they will only remember the ones that you have not done. Because they have this spirit of entitlement. I don't know the way, sometimes people reason. You are making a demand on someone that you have never invested a kobo in his life. Because you have the same father, the same mother, It's not a reason. It's not a reason at all, because what a man sow, you will harvest. But I have come to realize in the journey of life that we are in a different dispensation. And the dispensation we are in right now is a dispensation of self-centeredness, selfishness, I before others, thinking about themselves and themselves alone, entitlement. Let me say this to someone. You have what it takes to build your own life. So if your brother, your sister, your uncle, your auntie, your friends are not able to help you, that does not mean they're wicked. You never know what they're going through. You never know what their income is. You never know the challenges, what is hitting them in the pocket. You never know. You never know. So get out of the spirit of entitlement and go ahead and make something about your life. As you lay your bed, you will lie or sleep on it. So if today you have the strength and you allow responsibility, or you allow them to turn you to, the man is nice. Yeah, the man is nice. Mr. Charity. Let them turn you, let them, it's a good name. But let me tell you, beloved, when the man is nice and Mr. Charity is no longer capable of looking after himself, the same people that gave you name Mr. Charity, you will not see them. But they will not be available to take care of you. Now is the time, if you are in my age group, to start to think of your pension. Start to think of your retirement. Start to think of your old age. Start to think of investment. Start to think of savings. Start to think of what you're going to rely on. Because when the time comes, you may not find all these people. You may not find them, and they may not be available. It's not that they do not want to be available, but at that time they are facing their own challenges of life. They have their family, they have responsibility, they have their own bills, they have things to deal with. So the income is not there to take care of other people. So if anyone chooses to be a blessing to you now, they deny themselves of things. They deny themselves of things of pleasure, things of comfort. They deny themselves to be able to take care of you. So let me now tell you finally that mentality of entitlement is a wrong mentality. Because what it does is that it speaks about your way of thinking. It speaks about what you believe. And it speaks about your ideas. It speaks about your ideas. It's you're building your life on others. If they fall, you will fall. If they fail, you will fail. What happened if they lose their job? What happened if they died? What happened? Because all you have been doing is to build your life on what this individual can do. So what will happen if they're no longer there? We've seen wives that, the moment the husband died, then they enter into serious poverty. See that they now become a prostitute. It's not that become, they now start to give the children away to go and become house help or housemaid, or they now become, hawkers on the street and all manners of things, because the breadwinner is already gone. So they believe that, oh, I'm a wife, I need to sit at home. You are the one to take care of me. Mentality of entitlement. Mentality of entitlement. Let me say this to husband or to men. Invest in your woman now when you're still able. Because if you lose your job, there's another income coming in. If you get retired, so there's another source of maintenance coming in. And if you're a woman, don't always think that that income will be, from the breadwinner will continue to flow regularly without you correspondingly meeting him halfway. And that's how you can carry the burden of the entire family. Many men, many fathers are going through. But because we've been brought up in a way that you need to man up, you need to be a man. Men never cry. Men must not, when men cry, they show weakness. You must be tough, you must be tough. And that's why you say a lot of men die before their time. They commit suicide, they have serious chronic disease, depression, so many horrible and nasty things happens to them. High blood pressure, they die before their time, because you've been encouraged or you've been told to man up all the time, never to complain. You've been brought up in a way that you are to carry everybody's responsibility and burden. And you now have a generation that believes that whatever my brother owns is mine. Entitlement. And you have some friends that are like that as well. Yeah, there are some friends like that too. So if you have such people in your life, start to think they will crush you. Trust me, they will crush you. You need to get them out of your way for you to make headway tomorrow. This is what I have come to share with you tonight. And I want to believe, friends, what Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, for as he thinketh in his heart, so he is. The way you think is the way you're going to become. When the entitlement no longer comes from whoever you perceive that they have, but they do not help you, it may lead to depression. You may become frustrated. It may lead to enmity. So you now begin to hate people for no good reason, for no good justification. When you can go out there and make your own living. Go out there and make your own living. You are not entitled to whatever resources your friends and family have. You're only entitled to your own sweat, to your own resources. And that's why the Bible says clearly that you will till the soil to make your own wealth. It's out of the soil that you will eat. In other words, you need to eat from the labor of your hands. From the labor of your hands. The Bible didn't say you will eat from the labor of other people's hands. And that's why I always love to pray this prayer all the time. That may you never labor for another to harvest. But when you see people with an entitlement mentality, they want to have everything that they never labor for. Entitlement. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. I hope I've been able to provoke or to challenge you that no one owes you anything. Even God is what He owes you is already made it available, so He owes you nothing. It's for you to discover and make a good use of your life. Until such a time I come your way again, God bless you and enjoy the rest of your evening. See you same time tomorrow at 7 p.m. for Victory Hour. My name is Dr. Tayo OGUNMEFUN. Have a nice evening.